All right. First and foremost, we're going to do all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakam Pradash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone, who taught us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect, to the men that died doing the work, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, to the shed of our spirits. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he comes to deliver us out of this captivity that we're in. Once again, it's the Church of Philadelphia on the highways and hedges. You know, once on another week, the prophesied the downfall of Babylon, aka America, according to the scriptures, man. And as the title says, man, the Lord is turning up everything, man. Everything is being turned up. You got the military over there in Chicago, which is one of the well, you look at the cities in America and Babylon, you know, they're heavy on gun violence, and also going back into who was the senator over there, Barack Obama. You know, so you have a lot of all things are basically tied in together. How you say, like a web to suck you in, so you believe things are going to change when they're not, man. You know, but at the same time, the same web that you got, we're caught in the web of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because we see the things before they happen, man. That's what it's called, like prophecy. But you speak them before they happen. But when you see them, you have to speak them. You know.
Going into how all things are becoming intense. The Lord is speeding up all these prophetic events, right? You know, the military wasn't speaking about with this digital assets that you're bringing in 2026. You know, All that, man. Knock down everybody. These new keys or whatever that's going about, right? The plagues are not slack concerning his promise. But it says, in the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, verse 38, it says, as when a woman with child in the night bring forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment.
Right. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. That's what we're seeing. You know, all these things are certain for birth pains, man. You know, like I always say, like a man that has a child or whatever, he was in the delivery room, you know, with your that you laid with, you know, you're gonna see those trimesters and those things like that, man. You're gonna see that pain and everything. You're gonna see that's coming on. All right, it's like us, man. Like those willing to be part of that number, and everything like that. You see the pains that's going on in America, man. You saw in the book of 2 Ezra, 16th chapter. It says the victory was so good cheap, man. You know, and you seeing that because you got now you got like different commercials and everything. They're talking about, oh, this costs this much, this costs that much. It's cheap, it's cheap, it's cheap. I got this for you. You'll never believe how much I got this for. But yet the evils are still going on this planet, which we see that, man.
Like when you see the pain of the people, when they make videos, expressing stress of what's going on, because they know that there's a uncomfortability that's approaching. You know, because these people, they're so used to being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And you seen that with 2020, right? Then now people got the mindset of, all right, everything's back to normal. That was only adjustment, right? But now, you know, when the real, what they call it, climate lockdown, because the Lord is using Esau to bring this stress upon the people, you know? But it says, even so shall not the plagues. It's like it says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So it's going to be a global thing. The whole world is going to feel the prophecies that we're speaking about. Yeah. You know, because you got men that speak it through the four corners of the earth. You know, so the whole world is going to feel these different type of wars, famines, plagues, pestilence. You know, and hey, man, you know, it's only intensifying, like the brother said. You know, but what's the name? It says, verse 4, O my people, 2 Ezra, chapter 16, verse 4, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Right, so everybody want to be comfortable on that setting and all that. Yo, the Lord is showing you, like, yo, you're about to be on the run there, showing you how to prepare for things. If you really got a spirit to see, that's why the Lord said, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. He who has eyes to see, let him see. Everybody got eyes, but they don't see what the Spirit is doing because they don't have those spiritual eyes. They're preparing you. They're telling you, yo, the school season is going to be crazy. That's why they're telling you, oh, well, you can have this and how to protect yourself because they have more agendas of things getting shot up, man. You know, they have more agendas of it. They make everything. That's why they got the National Guard out there in Chicago, and I believe Florida, DC. When they were starting to put up the barriers and all that down DC, you should have been paying attention. Like, damn, what's about to happen? But see, that's why I said the evils are growing upon earth. But these people think that they still in good cause, man. You know, and that's called, yo, that's a real devil that got you in the risen and deceived. You know. Then you got what's that? They're showing you it's a commercial now. Talking about if I had this banana, what if it could paralyze you from? So it says, I might need it here, I might need it there. You know, but it's not a banana. What they're telling you is, you know, you better arm up and strap up. And it's telling you like the people that have like if you don't have arms or whatever, they're telling you like this is a least lethal weapon. Which I know what they are, and they bullshit. Cause I had one for a job, and they don't fuck. Well, this particular one ain't working, so they setting you up. You know, it's you might as well go to the to like back in the day, you had the 5 and 10, the 5 and dime, and all that. Go on that joint, you get a BB gun. That's what the fuck you might as well get. They don't even shoot well. You know,
Jam up on you.
Yeah, but they're letting you know. It's something major coming, man. The commercials are even so. The animals even so. But people don't have that spirituality and discernment to see it, man. Evils are growing on this place, man. All you gotta do is watch the news, but people don't want to watch the news. And now you got in the season right now, it's football, you got hockey and the end of baseball. Y'all people, all you got the everywhere. Watch something crazy happen. You know,
Right.
and then you got September about to roll around. 9/11 happened.
September 11th.
Come on, man.
Yo, and you know what? That's how you say that, because you got to think, man. They random. No, nothing is random, bro. It seems random how they just started bringing these troops, these National Guards, first DC, then New York, then Chicago, Louisiana. So when they start setting up these troops in your local neighborhoods, it's a reason for that. Because they're preparing for something, a major event, not just to fight crime.
Right.
Because when there was a false, FLAG, right? They implemented what the Patriot Act to police the states.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that should be like a common sense thing. Like, oh shit, you know what's going on? So then you got the wars and rumors of wars. They're saying that an attack happened. So it's all. That's why the Lord always said, watch and pray. Because if you don't know what to watch for, how are you going to prepare for what's coming? You know, because you don't know the enemy, how do you know his tactics? So that's why we got to understand these things and filter it to the scriptures.
Huh.
And real quick, I got a precept to back up what you quoted out of increase. 2 Corinthians 14 and 17. It says, but look, how much the world shall be weaker through age. Right? Here's the point. So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. You know?
Hey, and when you think about it, because we're so disconnected to who we are as a people, when we think about it, the Northern Kingdom is getting their asses handed to them, right? They getting separated from their children. They're being put in detention centers, putting basically jail, right? For just being in the land that they were in before, right?
Well, what was written aforetime is for our learning,
Right.
for our understanding, because they did that before.
Right?
So the same people,
Yeah.
you know? The same people, man. Right here, right now, but now you're starting to see. You start to see the prophecies of every all the tribes from Genesis the 49th chapter. What was going to be happening to them in the latter times, man. So that's why you've been talking. So you're supposed to open your eyes, man.
Right.
You know?
But hey, Southern Kingdom don't have a care in the world, right? Because they think they safe, right? They even scream to, yeah, get rid of them, right? They taking our job. Hey man, Esau got you in a trick bag.
And that's a heavy prophecy. I believe it's in Jeremiah where it says, you know, we all pressed together, Judah
Right.
and Israel,
Right.
meaning the northern and southern tribes. So, but it happened first to Judah first,
Right.
because, you know, they're the head.
Right.
So that's the order, because the Lord started, you know, with his people first before, you know, primarily those that know better. But yeah. So now when we see it happening to the northern tribes, now
Right.
it's just trickling down to
Right.
the point where that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's heavy. Like, hey, the time of trouble is here. Like, all that's what's going on with the Northern Kingdom, that's here.
Right.
You know, like the brother brought out last week, you know, some of them was put on planes and the plane ain't even make it to the destination spot. They threw them off the plane. Man, if that ain't the time of trouble, I don't know what is. You getting separated from your baby?
But see, you know what? Because they got comfortable with their enemy.
Yeah.
But they was the ones calling for me, man.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
What they say? Latins for Trump.
Right.
Blacks for Trump. All these people for Nero, right? When see, you always bring your enemy, man. Now the Lord is letting you know. Like going to matter of fact, the brother can bring it out. Deuteronomy. It tells you you're not supposed to go to
Egypt.
Man, it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah. Of your nation.
This is a law. Yeah, this is a law. You know?
Voting for it, yeah.
Exactly. So
Vote.
this is a law from the scriptures, man.
Right.
And the Lord is letting you know, like, yo, first of all, he put his prophets out here to speak to you and speak to you about his law to bring you back to your heritage. Talk to you. You know? But you still turn a deaf ear to it. So now it's consequences, and we're telling you the reason why these things are happening, we're telling you why. Through the scriptures, man.
Our people so hard-headed, they see Esau, so-called white man with so-called power, that they think they be in good case if they join with them.
Right.
You
But
know?
they always wanted to be like that. But now you got to pick a side, man. You can't have the best of both worlds. If you can't struggle, you're not a man of the Lord, man. If you can't go through some things, you're not a man of the Lord. Because whatever, like, to bring out fine gold, that has to be tried. It has to be put through that fire. We're being put through the fire now. On all angles, all aspects.
Especially our women, man. They are ready and willing to be deceived. First and foremost, it's like Eve.
Your children, your women, your jobs. No, it's for your betterment, man.
Yeah, but they come against us. They come against the men, right? Because that's what Esau wants you to do.
Righteous man.
Yeah, and you so stupid that you follow right along with the tricks of the devil.
Fell for the banana and the tail cup.
Right.
That's us being washed to that fire.
Yeah, and Eve, you're gonna have hell to pay too, for basically sabotaging and setting up your own men.
I got it.
Oh, kind of, yeah. I got it. There's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 17, verse 15. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy power shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
You understand a person that's not of your heritage, man, your bloodline. You know, you got 12 tribes, man. That's why it tells you in Revelations you got 12,000. I mean, yeah, 12,000. You got 144,000 men. You got 12,000 out of each tribe that was chosen. Who chosen the Lord? It ain't no heathen up in there. Oh, I'm going to rule over them. No, you're not. You know, but you set this man up, and now you're going to feel the effects because we're at the end times. And you've been warned, man, been told. Everything that we saying is coming to pass. Even to the point they're like, yo, damn. How these niggas know this?
Well, they're saying it. They're putting it on the news. They're putting it on in the papers.
Can't deny it.
Yeah.
They can't deny it. Now look, see that? That's crazy. our Homeland Security Center. I think that is. That's how it's about to be. It's about to get bonkers out
All right.
there.
Hey, and then you women are going to really feel Isaiah 4:1, because there's going to be a scarcity of men, right? Particularly righteous men, and you're going to cleave on to righteous men, because now there is going to be some belief, because you see all hell breaking loose, as what was told to you aforetime, and we just brought it out.
Yo, I'm gonna bring this and I just found the scripture. I was looking for it. I just it's crazy. Second Ezra chapter 16. I'm gonna start at verse 22. That's what you said. It's right on point too. It says, "For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy." Now look at that, man. Like, yo, you see the grocery stores, the prices are going up. You know, like these food banks and everything. We ain't even going to be able to get food from them because they depend on the grocery store. And then they give you outdated shit.
Right.
Shit that's if you don't eat it that day,
Right.
or the next, it's going to go bad. You know?
And we eating from the best of the worst,
That's right. Exactly.
because it is trash.
That's right, brother.
It's garbage.
That's right.
I don't care where you get it from.
Yeah, Ezekiel told you. You know, what, you're going to eat your bread the Father wants you to eat.
Right.
And Ezekiel had to make dumb cakes, basically. That's crazy. That's a heavy thing, man. That's why when the Lord uses a prophet like that man is going through a lot. But you still got to maintain, man. You know? This ain't no, like, I people think, a lot of people on this planet can go around about their life, man. You know? But the Lord is telling you, man, that's why it says it right here. I'm going to read it again. Second Ezra chapter 16 and 22, "For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down." Look what's happening right now. Look what's happening. It's the beginning of that, man. You know? Yo, you got the Issacharites, the northern tribe, the northern kingdom, man. Right? They're the ones that's been, well, all Israel ultimately is under the gun. But you're seeing a lot with the northern kingdom, man.
Right.
And they're the ones that's out here tilling the ground and doing this and this and this and that. Keep this place going. So now you go to any type of setup, like even with a bank or something, or a warehouse, Issachar or the northern tribe, the northern kingdom, is the ones in there cleaning it. You know, they clean the facility, man. They're the ones out there in the fields, man. So now you're taking them away. What you think is going to happen to the ground? There's going to be no one left to till it. Because these Edomites ain't doing it. And that's going to bring this place down even more. Because they like, oh, well, we can get rid of them. No, the Lord got you thinking that. Yeah, we just get rid of them. And this is it. Okay. All they're doing is the Lord's bidding, man. You know? Check it out. It says,
all of the kingdoms.
Verse 24 says, there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. That's the ones out there planting the seeds, tilling, taking care of it. You know, even you got a lot of fruits and vegetable things. When you look on it, it said it came from Peru. That's another. That's the Asherites. The Asherites is out there. Asher. You know. It says, the trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man, this is my point right here. So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. For of the city there shall be left 10, there shall be 10 left, and two of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves, and in the clefts of the rocks, man.
Hmm.
So the Lord, like, yo, they're showing you like how the evils are going to seeing the military coming to your neighborhood, which we've been warning you about.
All right.
But still, the people still want to party. Think it's a joke. Oh, yo, what happened before COVID? All that. Yeah, that was a test when they told you. This time, you're gonna understand. Right? Basically, say you're gonna learn today.
Huh.
When this things happen these times, man. So now this is the second round, the second wave. You know, the Lord is preparing things, man. You're going to want to desire to hear one of your friends' voices or whatever. You ain't even because they're going to shut your cell phones down. Going right back to what's that? The movies when they show you.
Oh, predicted program.
Yeah, so you're going to go back into a time where, like our era, only phones you only had landlines.
Right.
You didn't have cell phones.
Hey, you didn't know who was calling you either.
Exactly. You didn't have no call line.
Right.
You had that rotary phone.
Right.
If you mess up, you gotta hang it up.
Yeah.
Pick it up
Right back
all
again.
over.
Yeah.
So you better know the number you call and your brand is even stronger, man. So you're going back into a time because all they did was they fed you all this technology. This technology is trash anyway. They fed it to you. Fed it to your children. You got on deck. So now once it crashes and everything crashes, then what are you going to know? What are you going to refer to? You know? Because that's all you know. That's why they was trying to take out all the people before this age. Everything is set up in levels, man. You know?
Right. Because everything that's designed here, everybody's so reliant on it. You know? So when the Lord brings them back into where you in survival mode, it's like you've been so reliant on that comfortability of wickedness of the society to where you wasn't expecting, you know, all hell to break loose for you to have to go to a bargain system and start fires or survive.
Right. Hey, and this must happen for our salvation. You know, we got people that's suffering and oppressed, don't know that they're suffering and oppressed, want this thing to last forever. Right? Want this oppression to keep going. And that's how our people are just dumb and blind, deaf, dumb and blind. And they think you're doing something. You think because you got a little bit of job or you got a little corporate office, you think you're doing something. That's nothing but crumbs off of Esau's table. And you actually think you in a good case.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8, verse 11. It says, because sentence against an evil word is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right. Just because, hey, and that's the spirit too, because I just put up a video this morning called Final Judgment. And I brought out that, you know, just because the judgment hasn't happened yet, this final judgment, hey, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. And it's not going to be, long. It's going to be 1 hour. So how speedy is that? You're going to get a speedy judgment. You know?
An intense aspect.
Yeah.
Because how long? You know what I'm saying? Like the scripture said, how long are we going to have to suffer this, man? You know?
Well, the scriptures say, you know, hey, he's going to have to cut the time short because there'll be no flesh saved. So he's going to cut the time short.
That's right.
Right? For Jake's sake, for the 144,000, for the elect's sake. He's going to cut those days short.
Right.
So he set the bounds for you, Esau, that you ain't going to be able to cross. You know, you may think your kingdom is going to go on forever, but Yahweh Bashim Shai has already set the bounds of your rulership. And this wicked kingdom does everything against the scriptures, everything against the law, statutes, and commandments. But it's not going to continue, right? And it's going to be a swift fall.
And that's why the Lord has to destroy this place with fire. With fire. The ultimate cleansing element, you know?
Right.
This is like the great, primarily America, this is the great altar. You know, and the majority of the Jakes, Israelites, are residing here.
Right.
Now we scattered, of course, but this is where the great judgment is happening. You know?
Yeah, because this is where the majority of the oppression happened during this time, right? This was the kingdom that was set up to be in rulership during this time, and it shows you, you know, when in Revelation 18, when they say the people mourn, when they say at last Babylon, you know, that great city, right? Because they can't make any more money from America, because America buys everything. Why
Right.
you think Nero, the cruel Lord, put all these tariffs on?
Like,
Because he know how America was being taken advantage of, right? So that tells you right there who that great city is, and why the merchants are in mourning, because nobody's gonna they don't have the one to buy from them anymore.
right, that's what?
Revelation 18.
Revelation 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, also, what is it, Obadiah? Where they had deceived,
God.
you know? And that's why a lot of American allies are resulting to their enemies. So it's making them weaker, making it dollar. It's all, the Lord is systematically doing this.
God.
But I got to quickly, this is going back to us. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 12, it says, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt for the heat. And that's why we hastening in the times. We're hastening in now we shall coming back. Because we know it got to get worse in order for it to get better. That's what the Lord is speeding the times up. So when people look at us like, why y'all want this to happen? Why y'all want that to happen? Because we know the end. Like the scriptures say, I believe in Ecclesiastes, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Hey, we know that's our rulership.
Right.
You know, that's our rulership for this wicked kingdom to be put in judgment. You know, that's why, who was it, Abraham Lincoln? Said, I tremble because I know that basically he said God is just. And he knows that all the judgment is going to come back on Esau, Edom. He said he trembles. I tremble for my people. You know? Hey, them at least know. Them at least know the judgment is coming for them.
That's heavy, because what they always try to do, try to have a secret council. But they know for a fact,
right?
They can't change nothing. This is Proverbs chapter 21, 30. It says, there is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against Yahweh Shemashah. So they can't, like all that shit they talk, and they know this happens, that's why they go to sleep. You know? Like you just know, like all the plans that y'all had, all the movies that y'all made. We're in 2025, right now. Y'all still had to tell the truth. Y'all had to. And we go through history, and that's why you teach your history. That's why the Lord has us out here and bringing out the parts that you left behind, that you left out. Get dates and all that. We're trying to put it in there, but you just want to drill the people that go to these schools and indoctrinate them, man. It ain't no way. You can't, bro. You can't stop what the Lord has already ordained, man. At the end of the day.
Right. Yahweh been lifting up that skirt to show their secrets.
And what it say? I believe that's a song. It says their tongue shall fall upon themselves. So they're going to be sought out one way, shape, or another, because it's only been so long you can hide lies for generations.
Right.
To where things are going to be sought out, exposed, revealed. You know?
And for those of you that can't get it, you wasn't meant to get it. So, you know.
We say, who shall seek out the secret counsels of the wicked, but merely paraphrasing.
Right.
Because if the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, process of elimination, what nation is that?
Right.
That's, you know,
Who's ruling the world?
exactly.
This wicked corporation. It's not that hard. That's easy.
People know that, but they just don't want to accept it.
Right. That's 1 + 1. Come on now. You see what's happening and what's going on. You know who's in rulership. You know who controls the money system? The elite. Dollar is the top, it's slowly falling to be the top, exchange. Revelation 6:6.
Because we in them time periods right now. It's for it to bring out things. Even though people think that you in good cause, the prices are still rising up. There's sanctions, all these wars and everything. Different people being cut out the deal, so things are going to rise up. Hyperinflation. That's what we're looking at. You know you haven't saw it yet. It's coming, man. You've seen things rise, and these people see. But they like, oh, why is these things happening? Let me show you right here.
Yeah, because it's here. This book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, this book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
Right, so it's raising up. One point it was this price, now it's this price. Why is it like that? Revelations mean what to reveal. These people, they walk up and down the street every single day, every week in and week out. And don't want to hear the words of the Lord. So when that door is shut, it ain't no more rep. We don't even gotta get hyped no more at this point.
Yeah.
You know? Because the stage has been set, prophecies have been set from the beginning of time, and our job is to come out here and speak. You don't get butthurt if you don't believe it, because they want you to join onto their bullshit. Right? When you know the truth, you just speak it, and if you're lying, then you're going to be found out to be a liar. So you don't got to get hyped. A liar gets hyped. But you do have men that's passionate that speak. People tell you about the hyper. People tell you about the wars. The question is, man, they just something like, bro, what the hell? Like, they jacking Ukraine up. And once again, Negro was mad. What does that mean? Nothing. You know? Yeah, bro.
Right. And like the brother said, this is the time of hyperinflation.
Right.
You know, hey man, you get 5 things and your bill's $100. You know? It says, yeah. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny. And that's like a day's wage, right? And 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Right, so you got like, let's imagine you working a whole week, just to afford a loaf of bread.
Right.
As you got, I'm talking about the poorer jakes, so to speak, like the ones that work in these retail stores, markets. That's what they're really focusing at their aggression on, because they know Jake is in there.
God.
Sorry, 2/3, and you got 1/3 in there as well, man. You know, that's why the Lord, you know, he's for the poor. He's coming for the sick and the poor and the oppressed. I've been listening to this song called The Lord Hears the Prayer of the Oppressed, man. What's that thing you said, here's the poor man? It's a song. Yeah, like, that's what I said. You heard the poor man's prayer? Paraphrasing?
Hey, just going back to Revelation 6:6 though, you know, in terms of, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine, that's just truth, right? And this truth can't be stopped. that the Lord has set up men to blow the trumpets, right? And to raise up the elect.
It's a lyric I heard. I don't know. This album just came on my phone, man. And it's deep. Because it's The Walls of Babylon. The name of the album is The Walls of Babylon Must Fall. Where every song is
Spiritual.
Oh my God.
No, that's your
Oh my
I've been
God.
playing
That
that.
whole album, man.
Who's it by?
I think I'm gonna sing. If I'm singing the name.
God.
But yo, and it popped up recently, and I'm listening like, yo, Lord, like I've been getting songs like that, man. But it said that's the title, The Walls of Babylon is Falling, and the things that he says, man. And it literally just came out. So the Lord is calculating this stuff, man. Benjamin, man. He's going in. He talks about, we're speaking about now, hyperinflation and stuff like that. Now these Benjamites know that they're Israelites. Man. You know? But they call on the wrong names. You know, just like, hey, man, it's all about the elect, man. You know, like I said, so the Israelites can go on that, man. Where's your lot at? Where, at the end of the day, are you part of the elect? Are you part of the 1/3? Are you part of the 2/3?
Right.
But a lot of the 2/3 go to the Israelites. That's a fact. A lot of the 2/3 go to the Israelites. And it's going to be fun. Look at Gorilla Hebrew, man. He's one of them. Amongst a lot of others. You know?
Hey, it's a terrible thing to fall in the hands of Yahweh Shah. He's choosing that dude's delusions.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 16. Going back to what the brother, backing up what he just mentioned. It says, cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land. It says, come. It says, cut off the sower from Babylon, and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. So, hey man, people are not going to be able to, plant or bear fruit the way they're doing now. By having their businesses, flourishing in this economy, because of hyperinflation, and now they're talking about we're $34 trillion in debt here. So what that's gonna allude to, because they owe the world.
Right.
And the world is leaving the Federal Reserve. So it's only a matter of time where this economy, these banks, is going to collapse.
Right.
Which is why everything is going digital.
Right.
So they're not going to keep flourishing, printing, working, the farms, making business.
That's what they do.
Hey, and especially, but especially that's why Trump put the tariffs on right now, Nero, because the dollar is the currency, dominant currency still, right? But it's slowly falling. I think it was last year. We had I forgot where they were. They was burning $50 bills. They was burning. So
Was that Venezuela?
Somewhere, somewhere like that. Yeah. It was, man, this is trash. They started burning a mount full of money.
Have to wipe their ass.
Right. Started burning.
Show you that that's not real riches.
Right.
It's been a psychological thing.
Right.
It's all, but you're not gonna be able to, go to work.
Oh shit! I got a slip on the back up, but then I'm gonna look for it. This is concerning like the farmers and everything. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and start at verse 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten. with the plague and the punishments that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn for their seed. So for their they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail, though the blasting in hell, and with the fearful consolation.
Wow. Right, just like what it tells you in Ecclesiastes, where the doors shall be shut. You know, business is going to collapse. You know, and that's why I feel like that's why they have all these troops set up throughout these cities now. Because something major like that's going to happen where they show you that in that show, Hollywood, where people couldn't go into the supermarkets unless they had to go through the troops. Right? Because the Lord is about to let's say the Lord is about to cut the staff of the bread of Egypt, if I'm not mistaken. You know? And that's part of that. You know, famine, that's part of it. You know, starvation. You know? But it says, 2 Ushers 9, they receive benefits they have not known me. They shall be in a pitiful case, right? Because they're not going to be able to be, I'm going to just go to the store, I'm going to buy this. Right? That's why they're cutting off your food stamps. You know? They're cutting off. They're cutting off these accesses, like SNAP benefits and things like that, which these people rely on. You know, you got some women that got 4 or 5 kids, and they're getting thousands of dollars, especially these fucking heathens. You know. And so once that's cut off, like Trump was talking about cutting off these SNAP benefits, what are women gonna do? You know, because they just are used to that. But hey, that's all part of the beginning of Psalms.
1672. Second Ezra 16. Second Ezra 16.
17, right?
Ezekiel 7 and 19 too.
Second Ezra 16 and
72.
17. All right.
But they got Ezekiel 7 and 19 too.
Yo, God. Grab that one.
God.
Just I got we were talking about money and everything, like that's what like these people, they glory in that shit, man. The money, the lifestyle of Babylon. So they chase that. You look at things on social media, I gotta get up, I'm after the bag, chasing the bag. Well, this is the real bag right here, man. And the reason why I bring it out, because the brother said about that over there in Venezuela, with those people, they weren't poor, they're poor people, right? And they're casting out their money into the streets. They're making baskets and things like that out of those things, you know? So what you think, that's not going to happen here? No?
All right. This book of Ezekiel.
That's just like, what's that? Well, here it's fiat currency, it's paper. That's not real money, and it's soon.
It's not real riches.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not wealth.
Because they came and took the resources. That's the real wealth right there. They took the resources from you and gave you that paper. They replaced it with the paper,
right.
And you thought that you had money.
Right.
They put you in debt to them.
This book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 19. They shall cast their silver in the streets,
That's right.
and their gold shall be removed.
That's right.
There's
See that? They shall cast their silver, and the gold shall be removed. They're taking everything from them, man. You know?
Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh.
Right, so their silver and their gold was there. And that's why you got the USA debt. It's constant tickets. And they're about to show you how much that fiat currency is worth. So you live in a good day. You got right, you might keep up with that.
This says, they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquities.
That man. What they say, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Ah,
And they want to chase after that, man.
Ah,
They said it's the stumbling block. You know, a lot of prophets was because all the resources and everything got taken from us. They took our gold, they took our silver, and they took it with them. But the Lord allowed it to happen because of what? Because our transgressions and everything that our people did. But He still left a remnant out of all of our society for the men to come and speak the words of the same way that we speak.
right.
You know?
hey, if I may, that's heavy because now all the resources is about to be taken away now. So where people's backs is going to be against the wall for what? A new currency, which is the MOTB,
Ah,
right? The micro C here, which that's a stumbling block to a lot of these people that claim the Israelite religious groups, whatever, you know? Because they're gonna have to, oh, we need our churches to stay up. Take the, you know, we gotta beat our churches. That's the ultimate test.
hey, you see how Edomites came up there and saw what we were doing. It's the devil, and they shall flee from it,
This is the devil's.
right? He saw that Bible. Hey, he saw them powerful words. He was like, all right, we ain't. That's,
Nah, but his homeboy, he said, because he kept telling them, come on, come on, man.
Yeah.
when you get cut up.
But see, and that's
Spirit.
the word. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's the devil himself.
Right. Yeah,
Like,
we
what the
wasn't
Lord
even
had
engaging
done.
with them. That's what you gotta do. Get out of there.
We want yo, what you want.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
first of all, you really want to know what's going on. You ain't coming to see the freshest class and doing that.
Right.
And
Making all that
you are,
noise.
you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
But you do got assholes like that.
Yeah.
We don't got to deal with you.
Nah, we're not gonna deal with you. Yeah, we're not. We're gonna
say
ignore
nothing.
you.
Yeah, exactly. This is to back you up. This is 2 Ezra chapter 16. And I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. That's what's coming to you, man. You know, in every city, because look what's going on. You got the military. They put them in the cities, the inner cities. They put them in Jake's neighborhoods, man.
Right.
You know, and starting with Chicago. Chicago had that heavy vibration with that drill rap shit. Look what they did to Dirt. Because he trusted in them. So look, now your ass is locked up. They use it for your purpose. Man.
Right.
Especially at the end, man. We're at the end, so your contracts is getting shorter and shorter
Right.
and shorter. Just for you to live that and think that you them. No, you're not, man. No,
Hey,
you're trust in
hey,
the
they
Lord.
make millions and millions and millions of dollars
Right.
for the Edomites.
Exactly.
Right? They use you.
Yeah.
You think you making some money? Man, that's pennies compared to how much they actually making off of you.
And they make more off you from your death.
Right.
From your trap, like you getting locked up and all that.
Right.
They banking. But your dumb ass still locked in.
Right.
Right, making petty money.
Right.
You know? And all you do, yeah, I was a rap, I got no nigga, just like the nigga that was at the deli. He was like, yo, you don't make. I looked at him like, who are you, bro? Vernon, what's his name? Pearson Vernon, same play for the Eagles. Or like special teams, but he's like, yeah, man, I'm pleased. He's like, you got my hat on. Nigga, this
His hat. Wow.
First of all, you sit in the deli just like me.
Oh man.
You know what I mean? Your glory days is
Yeah,
over.
be humble. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Then it tells you let another man's mouth boast. You're boasting yourself.
Right.
And then asking for somebody to back you up.
Yeah.
You know? All that bridge you made, all that stuff you look at, you're still, you trusted in that. But you're still an average dude.
Right.
You can't go up there on a level of, then you're bragging about this shit. You know? It's like these niggas brag about their money. Watch what's about to happen to them.
Hey, I got a precept for that too.
So let me finish this one.
Come.
What matter of fact, that's what we just talked about?
Yeah, right. What you just said.
Go
There's a book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 11. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labors that I had labored to do. And behold, all was vanity
That's right.
and vexation of spirit, and there was no profit under the sun. So all that you think you're doing, I'm the man, I'm this, I got this job, I'm with the Eagles,
Yeah.
and I did this, and that. Hey man, all for nothing.
Exactly.
Because guess what? The real riches is this truth.
It was just a drop in the bucket.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how he was.
Yeah.
That's the Esau. That's what you are. He's just a drop in the bucket.
Right.
You know.
And it is all vanity because you think you got something,
Yeah.
and in an instant it can actually be taken away,
That's right, brother.
and that's be taken away from Yahweh Shemel Shai
That's right.
from all that pride and boasting that you do.
That's right.
Right.
And he was in there bitching about his wife. I think she got cancer. She's in the hospital or something. You know, so I can have any woman with my wife. And yo, nigga, you indoctrinated, man.
Right.
I was looking at him like, bro, you asking me if do I know who you are? Like, bro, I don't gotta know who you are.
Right.
If you were somebody like through the spirit, like I know the prophets about the apostles,
Right.
you know, the hopeful prophets and everything.
But who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares?
Because you kicked the football, you ran the
Yeah,
football.
who ca-
Why
yeah.
that make you spectacular?
Right. Who cares?
You got men that could do it way more, 10 times better than you. What makes that significant about you, man? Because you could dribble the basketball. What makes that significant about you, man?
Yeah. Like you said, brother, there is no significance because again, the real men are the men in this truth. You know,
That's
that's the real celebrity.
yeah, that's the significance because that shows your integrity. That shows your heart, man. That shows what you got for your how much you know, stop being out there doing things like this.
Right. And hey, and we're not doing it for anybody to praise our name because we don't look at ourselves as celebrities. But in that day, 144,000, Lord willing, will be in that number. We are going to be of the governing body.
You know, but how much this walk this planet, how shall always choose trust Yahweh. He ain't say trust him, he said trust Yahweh.
Right.
Yahweh shall always say that.
Hey, and that's our mission to magnify and glorify and praise the name of Yahweh.
That's right.
Not us, not what we do.
That's right.
We don't boast in what we do.
That's right.
That lets you know that pride
Yeah.
is upon
right
you.
up out of it.
Right.
Let me finish this real quick. Hopping back in the second Ezra, chapter 16 and 71. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none,
Right.
but are still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Shah, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold is tried to fire.
I think we want that Ezekiel. Yeah. I was the one who wanted it. Yeah.
But even though we'll be tried, we'll be cast out of our houses. You know, we're gonna be tried like gold tried. There's still that scripture's still relevant.
Take away your goods.
Yeah.
Take
That's
away
that's
what
the
you
goal.
have.
Yeah.
Right.
Take away your goods. That's still relevant.
Your
because-
possession.
Yeah, because yo, whenever you know what, and that's heavy too, because if you do the history, right, going back to whenever it was war in this country or whatever, I think it was like the Civil War or like any type of war like that, the military was able, when they came across the house and everything, they confiscated all the goods of it. They took your food, your resources, everything. Oh, this is government property now. That's what they about to do the same thing again. You know? That's why you're seeing the military slowly creep up in these cities, man. And it's going to turn from the English-speaking military to these people. You're not going to understand their voices, man. You're not going to understand their language. It's going to be the NATO troops, but they're going to come through here and they're not going to give a fuck about you because they don't have no family over here. All right, police officers and all that, they're going to be on the same type of time. They're going to turn. They're not going to be trying to fight against you. They're going to be trying to save their family. So they fall the same line, man. This place you see these evils grow. You see the evils grow, but still you don't want to pay attention. You don't want to listen. So guess what? When it happens, it's on you because you've been warned, man. You know?
What they call them peacekeepers. The blue helmets.
Mm-hmm.
They show that means blood down. You know? What you keeping the peace for? What's going on?
Right.
You know?
Matter of fact,
And that gets people psychologically used to having them around.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
oh yeah, we need safety. Because you got something called problem reaction solution. So they cause these riots to get on when people feel threatened about things, then when the troops come in, it's like, all right, It's not for your safety.
All right.
You know. That's why they're gonna get. That's why the scripture's saying that our people gonna get caught like a thief in the night. When all hell breaks loose, it's just like that. Just like that, suddenly. You know.
And it's also like it's like a thief in the night, right? They're going to make you call for it, call on it. It's like the people they was calling on Trump. Oh yeah, we vote for him. We vote for him now. Look what happened. You call for it, then you allow them to come in, and it's spun on. Now the words are just. But they're not just going to just they're going to want you to want it. Just like with this seat. You're going to be caught, bro. The people that don't know, they're going to be begging for that. Right? You know, because they turn it. The Lord is turning up everything. That's why I'm telling you, the Lord is turning up everything. You know? So, yo, once they start taking away more and more of this, who you going to turn to? You got to turn to Yahweh Shem Shai. That's what it's been going to do. But the ones that's not of him is going to turn to what? They're going to turn to what they're giving up. And you know this food is garbage anyway. It's not even real food.
Hey, I got I thought I saw this too. It says Trump claims African American woman won crime crackdown. And he said African American ladies are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago.
Yep. See that? They're going to call him.
What you just said, right? And this is the national media. Trump says African American ladies are saying, please, President Trump, come to Chicago.
Yo, who the what? Matter of fact, can you hear that? That's what they're going to be. Because they don't want.
Yeah. Hey,
we don't own the rights to that.
Yeah, right, we don't own the rights.
That's crazy.
We feel it in that spirit. We used to say that all the time.
That's right.
Bring that.
No, but don't the Lord always show us? Always show us, man. They ain't making us stuff up, man. After you just they're calling, man. You know? What we talking about? And I'm speaking on the things that's going to come there. That's coming. Oh,
that's
crazy. Bro, listen, man.
Yo, that's
ain't out here playing.
Right.
And that's right on time, man. Right on time.
Wow.
And I ain't even digging. So you was reading it, and I heard I was like, oh shit. Like, come on, man. The Lord is turning up everything, man. You know? That they're gonna call for them people, you know, like you just was reading. And it said the nigga woman, because they the ones that always want to turn it Esau.
Right.
That's why we bringing out the scripture right here. Man.
All the cops on us, all types of
mess. First, they're the main ones to do it. The main ones. I call him on you because they think they're bigger and better than you. Right. And that's all a part of their suffering, man. You know, as a man of the Lord, that's a part of the suffering.
Right.
You know, that's a part of the humility, man.
Hey, that's how even wicked our women are.
That's right, man.
To actually do that. Yeah, they know how Trigger happy Esau Edom is against Jacob,
they
right?
They want you right. Right. And that's showing you that they want you to. They want to be over top.
Right, submit. They want us to submit to them.
Going back
Crazy.
To, when that doctrine that Satan said in Genesis, man. You know, that's you, brother.
Got that. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because there are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh.
Come on, man. So why are they calling them for the National Guard? Like you just read. Trump says it. Because, you know, they're going to make it to where you want it. And who you going to turn to? Yahweh Shem outside, man. By Shem on the Shampadas, man. That's who you really supposed to turn to.
Right.
But what it said again? They don't turn to the Holy One of Israel.
Right.
Can you read that one more time?
God, yeah, that needs to be brought out. Hey, that's exactly what Eve does.
That's what we doing, yeah. Because they calling on the so-called white man to come try to deal with us.
Right.
When he don't even care about you, he about to find out.
Right. He don't care about you, but you set your own man up.
That's right.
Sabotage him. Set him up.
That's right.
You know?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
You got hell to pay.
That's right,
You
bro.
have hell to pay. It says the book of Isaiah, chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help
Uh-huh.
and stay on horses
That's right.
and trust in chariots.
Yo, and the horses are their power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They say stay on horses, stay on their power. Because you're like, yo, they got the power, they got the authority.
Right.
And yes, they do right now.
Right.
But we know who has the power over them. That's
Right.
why we turn to him.
Yeah.
You know, we don't turn to our enemies, man.
And the Lord has given them that power because of our
That's
wickedness.
right, bro. That's right.
Right,
That's right, bro.
It says, and trust in chariots because they are many,
That's right.
and in horsemen because they are very strong.
Why you think when they had that video I watched this week, and the tanks coming down, tanks, and they're, oh my God, you know the Chicago motherfucker, oh shorty, what did you say, twin, yo twin, and they looking at all the tanks, yo the National Guard is here, but they're amazed at that. I'm looking at it like, hey, the Lord already spoke of those things, that's what's going to happen. You know, we don't worry about that because we know that we just know it's a part. Not it's just a part of the game. It's a part of policy. We're seeing the beginning of the storm coming, man. You know, that's why it says these are the beginning of sorrows. These are the beginning, but these people, you're seeing the beginning, and you still being warned, and yet you still turn the death into it.
Right.
So
Hey.
when it comes down to rain, whoosh, you can't say that you ain't like
Been warned.
how not to get wet.
You've been warned.
That's right.
And hey, and you notice, why didn't Trump just say black people, so-called black people, want him to come down there? Why did he specify African American ladies? Right? Because he's the damn serpent,
That's right. Yup.
and that's he
That's right.
in the garden. If you ain't got that spiritual eyesight, you're not even gonna catch on that. But the narrative he's trying to push.
He's doing the same thing as he did in the beginning. That's subtile
Right.
serpent.
Right.
Genesis, the second chapter tells you that about it. And Genesis, the third chapter tells you about that serpent.
And that's what they do.
Once again, he's beguiling her again.
Right.
Yeah, we'll come down here. We got this chip for you. And yo, those gangsters out there, we'll handle them.
Right.
But they gonna handle you right along with it. You don't even dig it. Fucking dummies.
I mean, they got that in all the national news outlets. Trump says African American ladies are begging him to come to Chicago
And they
for a
are.
crackdown, crime crackdown.
I guarantee they are. Guarantee they are, man.
So it says, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh.
It's not your house. It's this phone. How do you do that? You gotta go to the house shop.
Hey, and guess what? And when tragedy does come, who they gonna call on?
Jesus the Christ. First.
Jesus,
Sweet baby Jesus.
yeah.
Quick to say this.
Right.
You know?
They will be screaming.
Right, yeah.
And there's gonna be no one to hear you.
It's like that lady that got gunned down in her crib. They said that's what's supposed to happen. She said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. That cop like, bang, 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 bang.
Right.
Dumb ass.
Right. Because who's Jesus?
Yeah, exactly.
Blonde,
That's
blue
their
hair,
guy,
long
man.
hair,
That's their
devil.
guy. You got rebuked with them bullets.
And that's why in Proverbs, the first chapter, it says, the Lord shall not have their commandments.
Right.
You know, now you want to seek him early. But when he called, you have refused. You know? Then shall they know that prophets was among them. You know, prophets.
Right.
But to back you up, precept with that Isaiah 31, it says Proverbs 11 and 21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So just because you join hand in hand with them, you feel safe for the moment. But hey, the Lord is going to bring the ultimate judgment. You know, every tongue shall confess, every knee shall bow. That's the only reason why the Lord is using them to speak in tongues. Why? Because what? They know that they have but a short time. So that's why they're coming down with great wrath. And the Lord is doing that to deliver the righteous out. But the rest of our people, they got to suffer the consequences.
Nah. Hey, and you think you join a hand? You join a hand with somebody that's on a Titanic,
Yeah.
a slowly sinking ship.
He was in
You
the
big
water.
dummies.
She was laying on the job.
Right,
And he's in the water. He froze.
right.
He couldn't save her.
No.
And that was the head, supposedly.
And Esau Edom is not going to be able to save you. Matter of fact, he's grabbing your hand so he can take you down on the Titanic with him. That's how evil and wicked he is. He
He's
want
a
to catch
floaty.
as many jakes as he can
He said,
to go down.
He's a floaty.
Right. Right. In the middle of a ocean with jaws.
Yeah, right? Below 20 degrees.
Hey. Hey. My women's gonna have
That's why I just say,
hey.
what is that? Strap 12. Never trust thine enemy.
Right, of course. Iron rusted, so shall his wickedness.
Because the same nation that's ruling now, in the ancient times, and our people know that, when they made the treaties with the natives. Right? But yet, what it say, what? Their words are smooth as butter, but what? It's
War was it. War was
They imagine how to overthrow them.
right.
That's what they're doing now. They're imagining how to overthrow our people tactically. You know, through these gradual steps. Through these the draconian laws that they're, it tells you in Isaiah 10, you know, how they are passing these laws to take away the rights from the poor. Who's the poor? You saw Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are the biblical Israelites. Through these different constitute, what is it? These bills and they signed these executive orders. You know?
God. And hey, I got a precept on that too, just in terms of how we act. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 11, verse 17. For Yahweh of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger in offering incense unto Baal. And that's what we do to this day, right? The southern and northern kingdom. This is why we're in this predicament.
Good. You back up.
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 11, verse 17. For Yahweh of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee.
See how it said he's planted us. So the Lord put us here. He planted us to be the top nation of all the families of this planet. You know? That's how he established it from the beginning of times. It's always been like that, but he brought the evil against us. Wow.
Have pronounced evil against thee for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves to provoke me to anger in offering incense unto Baal.
And you know how you got it down because you got so many righteous kings and you got so many wicked kings. A lot of them was Judah. You know? A lot of Judite kings was wicked, but you got the righteous ones as well. You know, that's why the Lord is burning incense, setting up different places. For a matter of fact,
And hey, our wickedness exceeds that of the heathen. We'll go follow them and be even more wicked.
they'll be the best that ever done.
Right. Best that ever do anything. But hey, don't be best at being evil and wicked.
That's right.
Hey, that's why John cursed on our people.
The father you didn't know. Yeah.
That's the father.
Meanwhile, we're God's Yahweh's chosen people with all the promises and the glory that He's given us, all the mercy that He's shown us, and we still want to sacrifice unto other gods. There are no gods. He's the one true only living power. And we want to sacrifice to the dead, to death. Because that's what happened. We made a covenant with death when we follow after everybody else.
Y'all got to slip it.
Huh.
It's the Luke 4 and 6. That's the back of what you said. Matter of fact,
Hey, and that's why the Lord is judging people who talk about the prophets, who say wicked things about the prophets. The Lord is starting to put them people to death. So watch your mouth.
right.
And your people, your family gonna be in a bad case.
Let's start at the top of this.
Huh.
Luke chapter 4 and 1. It says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endured forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." So it's just saying.
Huh. That's hey man, that's not the spirit. I don't know what.
It says, "Turn thee."
I don't even know what you was bringing out.
Yes,
Right?
no, good. No,
That's crazy.
I wasn't even going to go to that part. You started.
Wow.
That's
Crazy.
It says, "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated." And that's what we're talking about. So you pick it up. Just like you got the people want to work with the lights of Rothschild and all that. Yeah, you illuminated in their light.
Right.
So that's a dull light, man.
Right.
You know?
That's actually darkness.
Exactly. It's good. But then when illuminate means it gives you light so you get understanding of things. So that's why these niggas, they got their hands over their mouth, because they have to hear what they can't speak about it. They gotta cover their eyes, cover their ears and all that shit. That's no coincidence. But they know some things. When niggas start doing that, they know something.
Right.
And that's just a sign, a hand gesture and all that. That's what they do, man. You know? So it says, and that's why we come out here, we free speaking. We ain't doing all this dumb shit, covering up. No, we're speaking to you freely the way we're supposed to speak.
No.
You know? We tell you about these people, and yo, we can go back in history and give you references of things that's the reason why these schools and everything is about, man. You know, the underlying meanings of this stuff, which they don't teach the freshmen and all that coming in. You got to get dug in with this stuff, man. You know? This place is wicked as hell. And they'll guarantee shit for the rest of your life. All you got to do is do this with you, do that with you.
Right.
You get what you want in this life.
Hey, you sacrifice your soul.
Exactly.
And that's why, like the brother said, we speak openly,
That's right.
straight no chaser
Right.
either. We're not here to please anybody.
That's right.
If you don't like it, well, you don't like it.
That's right.
So whether you like it, believe it, understand it, or not, we want to speak the truth.
That's right.
That's right.
It says, now check this. Damn. Yo.
You mentioned
Verse
sacrifice. We got to sacrifice. We sacrifice our bodies right now.
That's right. That's living sacrifice.
Whatever
Yeah.
get riches, whatever the wealth, the knowledge, whatever that son, they got to be sacrificed.
That's right.
We do the righteousness.
That's right. That's right.
It's Luke chapter 4 and 3. It says, "Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation." Really can't, man. That's what our people did. Matter of fact, they gave them something like that. That's a witch. That's crazy. Can't make that up, man. Can't make
And you just said,
witchcraft.
yeah, what you just said too.
To a strange nation.
Right. That's strange. That's a strange thing on the earth.
Yo, first of all, you're giving your body to that, man. That's what you're doing. You know? It says, I'm going to read that again. 4 and 3. It says, "Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. Be of a good cheer, my people. The memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because he moved the Most High to wrath, and he delivered unto Slack, and ye were delivered unto your enemies. Back, and that's the point. The spirit. We were sold to the other nations, not for our destruction. That's why we're not completely destroyed as a nation. Because if we were, that's why they teach. Oh, well, the Israelites,
Got away with it, right?
They gave it to the Gentiles. So now all the other nations can come in. No, we never destroyed. Right? It's for our learning, for our understanding, for our punishment. Because when you see another nation on top, you better be like, God, damn. Man, the Lord is sometimes sense. Looking like that.
Hey, that's why I say in Psalms, our enemies make a tumult. So the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. Because we're not called by who we really are during this time. Right.
Yeah, check this out. Verse 7. It says, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not unto the Most High. God damn. Provoked him. That's what our people do. They did the same thing at Mount Sinai, right? Sacrificing. Baruch was Jeremiah's understudy, man. So when they threw Jeremiah into the in prison and all that, Baruch still was out there teaching. But he still went to hear what Jeremiah said because the Lord was working with Jeremiah. But Jeremiah passed the words on to Baruch. We come out here speaking the same things, man. Y'all like to sacrifice the demons. You do it every single day. You wonder why your children are dying. Even with the sacrifice a lot to go buy these certain sneakers that's thousands of dollars. And the people that's making them are pedophiles, man. They throw all type of different spirits on these things, man. And you got your children walking around with that shit on. And they put all those things through television too. We have spiritual warfare. We constantly tell you this week in and week out. That's crazy. He said he's ready to go home. That's spiritual, man. So what we, man. The home he talking about is the one here. He talking about over there where the Lord first put us at.
Right.
Yep.
This ain't not us.
No.
I got a swift one here. Just to back you up. Mark, same Mark, chapter 8, verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? It says, 36,
3:1.
verse 37. It says, or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed.
Yo, that's what we're coming into now, man. The Lord is about to show you who he's ashamed of. Because he's going to turn his back on you. And all this calamity comes that he has that's coming down the pipeline. If we sin it and we still want it, slowly but surely the Lord is shut his men's mouth. There's so much information out there right now, you can't deny it, man. You know? The seasons are changing.
Right.
Then we're coming to what? Fall season again. There's going to be an effed up winter for them. If we make it through the whole thing.
Right.
We don't know. But we know the clamps is coming down, man. You know, with the wars over there, you know, the more diseases here, all the evils, man. Those are evils, man. That's growing upon the earth. Because before, like years back, you wouldn't have heard about this stuff in the mainstream media. But now you're hearing about it. Even more because there's no denying it. You know?
One verse in Job 35. It says, for what, verse 35, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it.
That's twofold.
Ah.
You can go physically and spiritually.
Right.
You know?
And Esau, with all your damn tactics, you can't do nothing against the men of the Lord if the Lord protects us.
Yo, the Lord said, well, the words of truth are more dangerous and holds more weight than the weapons that they possess. You know?
Right.
Because it's the word.
But
Through the word, the Lord formed everything. Through his word. He even formed the weapons that blessing that they have. Right? So we keep his word and we speak his word. It's more powerful than that.
Hey,
These,
good, brother.
nah, these people, they fear to lose their lives. Bro.
Right.
And that's like you got a regular soldier that goes to the army. He don't give a fuck about none of it. Because he got an agenda. Like, yo, I die for this shit. You know, but you got people here, and now I'm talking about like a materialistic type of thing too. You got people that they couldn't lose anything in their homes, man.
Right.
You know, they'd be ready to hang it the fuck up.
It's like these crackers when the banks, when they lose money, you should do it. You know what I mean? Commit suicide.
Oh yeah, they ready to jump off the 10th floor,
Right, yeah.
and they do. And they do.
Out the window
With this one.
That's how
Hey, but hey, and at the end of the day, you know, the real made men are the ones that are predestinated.
Right.
And hey, so nothing you can do to made man unless it's sanctioned.
Right.
And that sanctioning for us is Yahweh Basham Shai. So if we are put to death, then so be it. It said the dead in Yahweh Shai shall arise first. Right? But at the end of the day, we know where our protection comes from. So you can still put that surveillance on us. You can still tap on our phones, tap on our laptops. I don't give a shit. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that you can do to me has to be sanctioned from Yahweh Basham Shai. And that's why we move with this. We don't move with a spirit of fear. We don't care what you do. We don't care. And you should know that by now. You know?
Hey, look at Job. He allowed Job to go through what he went
To suffer. Yeah.
through. He was like, no, but you can't kill him.
Can't put him to death though.
Right?
Right? So, hey, you can fire a brother, right? You could lie and assassinate a brother's character, you know, but hey, the Lord is going to limit what you can do to his men, to his righteous men. Yahweh Basham Shai will limit what you do. And again, if he does sanction the death, then so be it. We're going to die righteously, and then we're going to be raised up first. Because we know they're going to be martyrs, you know. But hey, Lord willing, we get to see what's happening to our enemies. Lord willing, we get beamed up and look down and see the destruction. You know?
Job is when y'all was shot.
God.
You got that Jeremiah?
You said Jeremiah 3? Jeremiah 3:1? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man. Yeah. That's why I asked you like 3 times. I was like, you sure? But it's really talking about Israel going away, right? And we're polluted, right? So it does kind of, right?
And that's why, that's
yeah.
Because it's just going into just read in
Right.
turned away from it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It says, they say, if a man put away his wife and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted?
Right. That's us. We're greatly polluted.
Right.
We're greatly polluted. Right.
But thou hast played the harlot
That's it.
with many lovers,
There you go.
yet return again to me, saith Yahweh.
See that. That's that. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's
Played
it.
the harlot with me.
Right. Right.
All this, that's why the Lord said, the quote to the
Right.
Turn away from them. No, that shit, dude. Like, no, just some shit. What's that? Fucking
Abomination. It's an old man.
If we are the Lord's woman, How do you think he's gonna, show his jealousy, his rage?
That's why I got the evils coming to this earth.
Huh?
All these things, all this stuff. This is because of what Israel did.
God.
The Israelites. This is your reward, you wicked ones anyway.
Right.
This is your reward coming for the things that you've done to the world.
And so now they're gonna be infiltrated. They're gonna be penetrated. They're gonna be raped. The 2/3, since they wanna
Right.
have spiritual intercourse with these other beliefs. You know what I mean?
Hey,
And ultimately, it goes down to the hour of temptation, the MOTB.
hey, follow after your own lust, right? You want to do your own thing, living that YOLO life. Okay, well, that judgment will be swift.
Well, give me also some talking about that.
A whole lot of spirits out here.
Deuteronomy 31:16.
Jeez.
Going to that adultery, spiritual. That's what we did. We played the harlot. Speaking of that, look at me coming right back. Played the spiritual harlot.
All right.
We was born after other guys, man.
Hey, call Lord Yabashim Shabashim Kapadash for bringing us out of that,
Ah,
That's a
It's in
blessing.
Christianity, man.
right.
That's
Right.
a hell of a man. That's
What they say, that's a hell of a drug.
You got men that still know the Israelites, but they indoctrinated to the new covenant. Jacob's trouble's not coming, so these are plagues, like, you know what I mean?
I was watching that. They're being there singing and all. It's like a concert.
Right.
It's a concert.
Yeah, that's a nightclub. It's during the day.
Start speaking.
Yeah. They ain't doing nothing but having a day party.
We ain't out here singing. Not like that. That's death, man. That's real death. Those prophets that's in those churches and everything, you got a lot of blood on your hands.
Right. The false prophets.
Right.
It's false prophets. That's it.
And all you other Israelite groups, that's why we gotta keep teaching. That's why you gotta sound like a broken record, but you gotta keep teaching the same thing. But you still got Israelites that think the Shabbat is today,
Right.
Friday to Saturday.
So it is today.
Yeah, but
Now.
they think that's every week.
Right.
Right.
Every
Yeah.
week is on Friday
Ah.
to Saturday.
Based on the moon.
When the sun go down at night, it's done.
Right.
You know. These dudes think it's every Friday they come in,
Right.
Saturday. It goes by the moon, the cycle.
Right.
Not the full moon. That's
Right.
that's the middle of the month.
Right. The new moon.
But you can't even see them slit on the moon. That's
Right.
the new moon. Because
Right.
the whole cycle has completely went through.
Yep.
You know?
Like, there was no Saturdays or
No.
Fridays
No
or
counting
Saturdays.
days like that.
Back in the ancient
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. No.
1, 2, 3, it tells you. On the first day, but the Lord gave you months, what he names, and it's throughout the scripture.
And here's how slick Esau is though, because when you look at
Because Abib is the first month. You know?
and when you look at your click on the weather thing in your phone, right? It gives you the moon cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually gives you the moon cycle.
That's how you get the term. That's how you know Esau knows. You get that.
That's what I'm saying.
You can make the whole calendar just with that alone.
Right.
You can make the whole calendar by determining by the cycles of the moon.
Yeah.
And then that's what it means. The months, it's given for times, dates, and seasons, right? You know? Holy days, all that.
God.
But a lot of holy days coming on what? The Shabbat. That's
Right.
like, yo, man, it's always like that.
That's not a coincidence.
No.
The Lord set it up like that. But Esau must have all about this, but they know.
Yeah. Ain't
That's how they know
slick.
the earth was given to them. That's
Right.
how they know how to make you go off.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
That's given. That's
Right.
that's their nature as a devil.
That's how they try to hold their festivities according to our Shabbat. Yeah.
Exactly.
So they can understand.
Exactly. They
All
wanna
right,
be
we
the
got him
people.
here on this one.
Yup.
Let's put this
Well, we
wicked
wanna
thing
tell
together.
them, 'cause-
Yeah.
and then they still go off with it.
Right.
That's why we go monkey for them, man.
Hmm.
But we actually doing it right.
Right.
They come in and but the Lord said judge a man for Shabbats and all that. Here, as far as we gotta like we know it's a new moon, we know it's holy days. Some brothers celebrated a month later, some brothers celebrated a month earlier.
Yeah.
But you're still observing.
Yep.
And it has to be correct. It has to be in that time frame.
Hey, and we do it to the best of our ability.
Yeah, we're rehearsing.
Yeah, we're not
That's what it's about.
willfully
Exactly.
breaking the Sabbath.
Exactly.
We don't want to willfully do it.
Exactly. Oh, it's a Shabbat. Let me go get some yam. You out of pocket.
Right.
Because now you're not observing.
Right.
You're just a fucking real fucker.
You said Deuteronomy 31, what?
16, as far as the spiritual notion.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 16. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the gods of the strangers of the land,
Right.
whither they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them.
So that's how Moses was given what? The law, statutes, and commandments. But before he went to sleep, being, basically going to the spirit world, giving up the ghost. Yahweh boxing me outside told him, these people, man, they like, all right, you still got some that agree with this, but they're going to be do their seeds and some, and them like them too, man. Going all the way down to where we at right now. Man. The word, like it's like a snowball effect. We were given those laws, statutes, and commandments for what? A reason, man. But the Lord knew that we wasn't going to be able to keep them perfect because we in the flesh. That's why He told Moses that, right? The people after this, they still going to go after stupid, man. But that's like the structure right there. That's what gives you your integrity, your character. That's the image of the Lord, man. That's what He wants. That was it. That's it. What's the top of that?
141.
In Psalms chapter 34, verse 6, it says, This poor man cried, and the Lord Yahweh heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. Let me go up to...
That's basically like what we God to call him. That's funny. He was just going against the Christian church.
The gospel shit, yeah. Gospel music.
The rich. We was just talking about that earlier. How they be singing in there. And then he comes. We don't own the rights to this Christian madness.
Right.
That is not us. And furthermore, we don't even agree with the name.
Right.
Our people still got a problem with that.
Right. That's another God. That's another God. And you can have that. You can have that. That's you. Go ahead. Do you. Right.
That's why the angel. That's why the spirit is vexed.
That sounds like madness.
Exactly. Look at it.
Zombie land.
Got
That's zombie. That's a zombie.
See him down Kensington.
You see him down there?
Nah, that's a symbol down there.
Oh yeah.
Sending down there, 'cause that's what type of doctrine you listening to. You know?
That,
Yeah. It's the doctrine of the dead, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I just read that again. It says, the book of Psalms, chapter what, 34 and verse 6, it says, this poor man cried, and the Lord heard him and saved him out of all his troubles. And that also reminds me of the parable of the Pharisee and the publican.
Mm. Pride, humble.
That reminds me of the parable that Yahweh Shah spoke about with the publican and the Pharisee. The publican knew that. The publican knew that, you know, he was a sinner. He humbled himself. He prayed. You know, he said, Lord, forgive me for I'm a sinner. Because we know we can't get rehearsing the righteous acts. Like the brother was mentioned earlier. Can't judge man inside, you know, we know. But you had that Pharisee bragging, right, of himself about everything he did, how much he did it, and how he did it, right? To make himself look good. Just like these other Christians, look at us, we really acting holier than thou, but you're not, no. You know what I'm saying? We out here, regular garments, we're not, you know, flabbergasted, we're giving it to the people straightforward, you know, straight cut and dry, how the scripture said, how Yahweh Shai did, you know? So that's why I said, hey, the meat shall inherit the earth. The Lord, you gotta be loaded, you know? That's because we're poor here, you know, we work. But publican was like a regular 9 to 5 type of worker. But we're rich in spirit, you know, storing our treasures up in the heavens. You know, so everything we're doing in righteousness, man, the Lord, that's what the scripture said, be not weary in well doing. Because this is well doing. You know? Everybody else, they think, oh, a good man provides for some, of course. You know, but how they doing it? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you know? You got to seek the Lord while you need to pray.
There's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 35, 17. The prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds, and till it come nigh, he will not be comforted, and will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment.
That's like brother Bob with the you know, the Lord hears the prayer for it, man. You know, when you praying and like what we're saying out here to these people in there, it's piercing the clouds. But if it wasn't, then these things wouldn't be happening.
All right.
You know, the one that had one of Virgin martial law. Everything that we're saying is because the Lord he ordained us to cry out to him. You know, he ordained us to pray to him. Righteously, you go into your secret closet and you pray. And you pray. You don't be out here praying in front of all these people. Like the Christians doing, what happens with them? They get their heads bashed in. All this time the church been around and what has changed? Nothing. I told the dude, I'm like, yo, what have you learned in church?
Right.
So he was forced to go there and he's like, I don't believe in church. I just believe in the high power. I said, well, you know what? You gotta change it. Now we can start talking, give you the name and everything like that. But if you can't get that, bro, then you're not of the elect, man.
Right. And a lot of jakes that say that,
Exactly.
I don't believe in church, and they really say I don't believe in the Bible. That's the difference. No, the Bible is true.
That's right. I
Right?
believe in the higher power.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And you get rid of the Bible with the church. No. But they say don't throw the baby with the bathwater. Man, this is it right here.
What they say, I got my own personal relationship with it.
Right.
Like,
That's the vision.
Right. Yeah. But this truth, you know, Is in the book.
It's
So you to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's a double-edged sword.
Yeah. Don't throw the Bible out.
What have we told you about? Even going into the whole Russia, Ukraine, Taiwan, China, Iran, Israel, Iraq,
North Korea, South Korea.
North Korea, South Korea, all the nations on the planet is in this book because they all went against us as well. During the ancient times, man. Those are our enemies, man. And the Lord is bringing them together to fight because why He's going to be the one to bring them down.
All right.
And it tells you throughout time and time out in this book. It tells you our history. And then we just did the research and everything. Got it through our apostles, elders, we posted and everything. We put it together. And now you can see who these nations are, man. You know? But they want you to think that, what America say, one nation under God,
right,
indivisible, liberty, justice, and all that bullshit forever, whatever. I don't even remember that bullshit. No, but even that whole thing is a lie in itself, man. You know, they don't want one. Yeah, they want one nation. They want one nation under God that they can control. That's when you go into your New World Order, man. That's what that whole thing is about, man. And they're telling you, just put your hand on your weapons and pledge allegiance to us. Yeah, they're going to do that again with this R.I.P. Michaels.
The same schools that eliminate, took away our history. You know,
right.
The Board of Education is funded by the Rockefeller Foundation anyway. You know?
Dang.
So why would they tell you who you are?
All right.
They want to get rabbits. They want to get rabbits. They don't even dig, man.
All right.
That's matter of fact, started second number 16. Start verse 1. Might go on like verse 7. Showed you where I'm at.
There's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourself with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children,
right,
and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
That's right, yo. That's going into like America. You know, those are different names for it. But just, bewail your children, own them, man. Because your destruction is at hand. How do we know that? Let's look at all the things that we've been warned about. Going to Matthew the 24th chapter, wars and rumors of wars. And all these other nations around America, they gearing up, man. They're arming up. Well, Babylon is they're so advanced, right? They already been to the moon. They had the arms races back then, so why they trying to get to the moon again? Because they're telling us. But yeah, we're going to be the first ones to make it to the moon. So people, this generation is so dumbed down and retarded. They forgot about that whole Neil Armstrong thing because they got so much distractions in the newer generation. So when they telling this generation, because if you ask one of these little niggas now who's Neil Armstrong, they be like, who? And they've been doing things like experiments on the streets with these the different comedians and niggas like that. Asking a person, yo, what's 1 plus this and this and that. They can't even get that right. Asking them, what state is this? They don't even know the goddamn states in America. So if they tell you that they're going for another arms race, so they're going to be the first ones to the moon, these dummies going to believe that shit. Oh, America's about to try to go to the moon for the first time.
Oh.
It's like dumb niggas is, man.
Didn't what's the name? Go so-called go to the moon? Well, in space. Katy Perry and them chicks. There was like 8 of them. It was like 8 females. They went into space and shit. Just recently, Katy Perry, Oprah's friend. But anyway, people just eat it all up. Like,
Right.
yeah, they went to space.
Right.
They went and got above the Van Halen belt, came back.
They went to some movie site.
Right.
They
was just
had all the props.
Yeah,
they just had images on Fox. Talk about these are images of Mars.
Right.
Like, what desert is that?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That's all it is, man. That's
Right.
the same thing they did with the first time.
Yeah.
You know, but these niggas, they so. And yo, that I'm telling you, that tell loud vision. That's
Right.
exactly tell loud vision. That's a hell of a drug too, man.
Right.
But people look at it and it gets in them, and they believe that shit. Man.
you had a show called Mythbusters. And one of the episodes, they debunked that, the moon landing.
Yeah.
And then they deleted it. Right away, like, they deleted it quick.
It says, verse 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you,
Yo,
and
that's
who
right,
may
man.
quench it?
That's right. That's talking about when the nukes begin to be shot off.
All right.
Who's going to stop it?
All right.
You know, you can't shoot a gun and be like, yo, my bad, I want that bullet back. No.
All right.
You know, and the Lord, that's why the tension is getting more higher and higher. You're going to see Nero's attitude get more aggressive. You're going to see Putin's attitude get more aggressive. All these different kings of the earth, their attitudes are just going to get more aggressive as time moves forward. Man.
Yep.
You know? And that's what we're witnessing. But the people, they think because why would they tell you that everything's going to go down? You're going to see the precautions coming. Just like when I first started seeing them gates being put up down DC, I'm like, yo, something crazy about that. I said, this is about to go down. Lo and behold, now you got the National Guard now. You know? Right down. Now you got them in Chicago. I believe it's in Florida. You think it's not coming to Philadelphia,
Hey.
Detroit, and all over San Francisco, LA, all those others, Las Vegas, New York City. You know, it's coming to all those near you, man.
Hey, they're trying to normalize martial law.
Exactly.
You know, I
That's what
seen
they do. Oh,
something.
everything's cool. These are drills. Yeah, they're drills. All right. Now that's their new normal. You know, what you say, your new normalcy.
Right.
You know, that's exactly what it's going to be. Like you said, they're trying to normalize it, man. Get the people familiar with it. And all these dummies going to do, just like with the mask, they got you normalized with that shit.
Right.
And you still got people to this day still.
We're outside with a goddamn mask.
Yeah. Everybody else don't got one on, but you got 2 or 3 fucking dummies on the train with a fucking mask. I'm like, yo, y'all people is crazy, man. You got it, bro.
It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Right.
May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood?
That's right.
Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn?
So, yo, the Lord is on this place's ass, man. But they say they call Yah the Lion of Judah, that's Yahweh Shah. He's on this place. So once the Lord sends him, who's going to stop him? Can't no man, because it tells you what, I believe that's in Revelation. If I'm not mistaken, it says, who shall not be his food? Then. So when he shall be utterly beat the powder at his presence, you know, we're not going to be scared of it. No man's heart is going to fail him when he cracks that sky, man. These dudes going to go through it. Man, women, and child, beats all that, man. They're going to be well at it. That's what you got coming. Because he's so disrespected, man. You think so lightly of him. You did the same thing the first time he was here in the flesh. Well, when he came as a house son. He did the same thing, man. All the power he had. That shows a lot of restraint. But this time, all the restraints is off, man. The gloves are off. He's coming to beat your ass. Just like that. Straight like that's plain as you can put it. He's coming to beat the brakes off this place. And not just this place, all the kings of this earth.
It says, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer.
Right.
The mighty Yahweh sendeth the plagues.
Right.
And who is he that can drive them away?
Right. Who is he that can drive them away? I'm going to be talking to that boy with the points. This is time coming. So, yo, all the things that we're telling you that's coming to the streets, even start from that C-19. It's nothing is going to be reversed, man. What I can tell you, it's going to speed up. I'll tell you that. Nothing's going to rewind. It's going forward.
It's been speeding up.
Fast forward. That's right.
We basically in September.
Yeah, cut.
I just remember just going in 2025.
Cut. Exactly. Now, what happened to the summertime?
Right.
Now it felt like the fall.
Right.
Still summer, but the seasons, man.
Yeah.
You know? Like what's this guy Biden said he's gonna have a cold winter? Yeah. That's coming. Believe that. It's gonna be a cold winter. This shit, man, listen. The Lord is turning up everything, man. He's turning up everything, man. You got it, brother.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16.
Sure.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, and him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Right, man. That's what we coming to. But they even trying to put not the C here, but the V, the food and everything. So what's to say they're not going to try to do the same thing with this C here?
All right.
Make you get it. Yo, Esau's crap. But if you're numbered to get it, there's no getting around it.
All right.
That's why we pray. We say, Lord's willing. We don't know what's going to happen, but the Lord does. And it will behoove you to be that much more humble. A great example of that is Peter. He's a man of the Lord. But he told the Lord, I'll never deny it.
Right.
Like, you did it.
Before the cock crowed 3 times.
You're going to deny me.
Right.
But he's still a man of the Lord. That's why even with that, you still have to be kept. That's why the reason why I'm saying that. That's how much more humble you should be. Like, Lord, I pray I don't do this.
Right.
Please keep the spirit on me.
Right.
That's why King David was like that, man. He ain't told the Lord, I'm like this to know. He said, he begged him with it, man.
This is my thing. This is my camp.
Up. That's right.
I put this camp together.
Right.
Who put this camp together? Me.
Who's the head? Me.
Right. That guy said, this is my thing.
Exactly. No, that's the Lord.
Jeez. You that proud for still. Then you fall. You still that proud for, my man.
That's crazy.
This is my thing. I put this thing together.
That's crazy.
Damn. Madness.
Icing on the cake right here.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14, verse 9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receiveth his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Right? Because you got 2026 now. I believe a bill was passed with now. In the beginning of 2026, for all newborns, they're going to have to receive the digital ID, which is going to be something inserted in them. What is that something? Go click it. Right? So now that's going to be the build-up for all these digital, because I feel like there's going to be a classroom soon. It just has
Something's going to happen.
We don't know when, but we know it's coming.
That's why you see the military and all that stuff being slowly put to these cities. So they already did the experiments, like with the George Floyds and all that shit. And the people start crashing out. So how much more when you can't get your money out the bank? What the hell you think these people gonna do? They really gonna do?
It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they had no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
I know it. See it. Mark of his name and all. The Lord's willing. Let's edify. Got some hours till next week. We're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostle of the Mr. Great Willstone. Double honors to the next week. Y'all here, we're going to say Wafa Baba Paul.
Wafa Baba.
Kwame Asherah.
Come out, shout.
Shalom. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, my guy was talking about coming out.